This is YouTube News. How can a formerly failing freshman in a South Carolina high school ultimately build a path to prosperity for millions of poor people nationwide? Through the U.S. tax code, of course. Born into poverty in North Charleston, South Carolina, and raised by a single mother, Tim Scott struggled economically and educationally early in life. Like many of the 39 million low-income Americans facing a poverty threshold of $25,750 per year for a family of 4. Ultimately, Scott found a mentor, graduated high school and college, built a business and subsequently served on the city council and in the state legislature, and became the only African American to become both a U.S. representative and senator. More from impact investing. Not just millennials have impact investing in their game plan. Study homeowner ditches and #X27, energy guzzlers, and #X27. For more efficient options, Trump order brings scrutiny to eco-conscious 401k investments in late 2017. Scott R. South Carolina, co-sponsored with Senator Cory Booker D. New Jersey, an innovative addition to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, whereby 8,700 low-income census tracts called Opportunity Zones could benefit investors with unrealized capital gains to sell existing investments and reinvest those gains in new ventures, business expansions, and real estate in high-poverty areas. An interactive map of all ounces can be found online at https://ig.org/opportunityzones. According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, low-income census tracts have at least 50% of households with an income less than 60% of the area median gross income, AMGI. The largest U.S. counties with qualifying opportunity zones include nearly the entire population, 99.7%, of the Bronx in New York City, nearly all 98% of the citizens of Milwaukee County, Wisconsin, and almost all those living, 95%, in El Paso, Texas. All of Puerto Rico qualifies, including the major counties of San Juan, Bayamón, and Carolina, totaling more than 700,000 people, with median income of $19,775, as does Aleutians East County in Alaska. Sources: U.S. Census. HIP investor. More than $2 trillion in unrealized gains sit on the ledgers of investors and corporations, according to the Economic Innovation Group, based in Washington, D.C., and partly funded by investor Sean Parker of Napster and Facebook fame. Investing directly in 8,700 opportunity zones, or 1 in 8 U.S. Census tracts, for 10 years or more would eliminate any federal taxes due on those gains, and potentially reduce poverty via job creation and income growth related to those investments. So where can investors deploy their capital today? The IRS is formalizing rules and policies, so capital is generally not yet flowing, though a wave of Opportunity Zone Fund offerings is emerging. Investors seeking impact and profit are optimistic and cautious. Institutional investors, such as AllianceBernstein and #X27, Eric Glass, portfolio manager for fixed income impact strategies, are ready to invest. Opportunity zone investments that align with the spirit and integrity of uplifting historically marginalized communities, empowering them to catalyze, drive, own, and operate the community investment, is what impact investors are seeking, he said. YouTube News.